So we now have Jim Lee getting a new position as president. Um, and a lot of people are upset because they're like, how are you getting a new position? Your company's failing, because DC Studios and everything. And he's being rewarded for basically not doing his job. From what I've heard of some creators, some people I've engaged with, as well as some people I've listened to and things like that, it seems as though he's kind of hands off and he's not really leading the ship per se, and he's like a yes man or something like that. Now, I took a day or so because I was like, let me look into this when I got a little time. So I did. And I think it said something like he's going to report to James Gunn and them and report to, I forgot the other person at Warner Brothers and stuff. And I came to a realization. His job didn't change. Like, yeah, he got president and he got the CFO or whatever. But I'm like, or chief creative officer or whatever. And I'm like sitting here and I'm like, nothing changed. Reporting to these people, doing something, I'm like, that's the same as he always has done. So, if you think back, a few years ago, there was 3 people in these different positions. Like, it was like him, Didio, I forgot the other person, and each one had their position. And over time, if you've noticed, Jim Lee gets the position, they let go one person. And Didio, the president, he goes over here, now he has that title too. This feels more like a consolidation. I mean, yeah, he probably got a little pay bump or some stock options or something, but it's not such a significant difference as if it was the same as if he got just a promotion. Like, but it's not like anything changed. They probably did it just because with that title comes a few things, so they probably gave him for that. And hey, good, on that part of Jim Lee. Jim Lee is pretty much my favorite artist when it came to a lot of things. And I like a few artists, but his rendition of Batman standing on the gargoyle and Superman standing in Metropolis when they're like staring off and you could put that picture together, you can have that picture separate, is like some of my favorite, like probably my favorite pictures of them two ever. It's like such a multi-useful picture. It's crazy. So I love Jim Lee, his X-Men, all that stuff. So it's not like this guy has not contributed to the business. And this isn't me like hyper critiquing him or going off, but just from what I've heard, people are saying and how like they can't get in touch with him or they have issues getting in touch with the editors. It could take months. We got people are still throughout the industry not getting their pay from months and years ago from work that they did and stuff like that. And it's even happening with Marvel and DC. And I'm like, how are y'all having this? And you got multi-billion-dollar companies backing you and fronting you money. So we are in a very interesting time, but I think this is actually more of a kind of consolidating, downsizing a little on the company's part as they're trying to become profitable more. And let's call a spade a spade. I know people want to say that everything's dying and everything, and there's a lot of bad out there. DC as a whole is still a profitable company. They may not be as profitable as they can be. They may not be top tier like they should be. Same with Marvel, but they are a profit bearing company. So after reading it and going through it, I even looked back. I think it was like 2020. Like I did some research. It was like the same wording. His position did not change. He answers to the same people, does the same stuff. This doesn't mean that now he's going to have some creative control in the movies. That's Schaefer and James Gunn. Maybe he'll have this input, but then honestly, it'll probably be the same as he would have before, where they kind of go through, say, hey, Jim. Like, this is what I really think happens. They go, hey, Jim, we want to do, like, Supergirl, for example. We want to do a Supergirl movie, Woman of Tomorrow. Give us a comic book. You know what I mean? It's like, or they say Supergirl, and then he presents, here's Woman of Tomorrow. Oh, fantastic. Perfect. Boom. This is a great story. Let me read this. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. That's our Supergirl story. Like, I feel like that's the kind of things he's going to do. And the things like what happened with Mark Waid, being that he's getting another, World's Finest Teen Titans, and he's getting other stuff because Mark Waid is doing a fantastic job when it comes to these characters and that's a good business move. And I think these companies are now realizing people aren't just going to be shelling out money since everybody is hurting. Everybody I know pretty much has had to take pay cuts for jobs to get new jobs. Like, people, we're not making that dough right now, and everything is expensive, but everything goes up but our paychecks. So I digress. I think this is just them consolidating what he's already doing, and this way they don't have to hire a president or I forgot what the other position was, but I remember the 3 top tier people. But if they really want to impress me, they would make the change to make sure that the editing is on point. The editors and the people, when they have pitches and things to throw at them, when they're working on them and trying to get them work, that they would actually be responsive within at least a week. They would actually be able to sit back, work this out, and really do the product. Like, if they really could, what I would love to see DC and Marvel do is pay attention to what the people are saying. Take some of it. Give time to tell a story. Stop with all the events. You could do an event a year or event here and there, but don't do an event every single time. And sometimes I don't mind a short event, like Devil's Reign. That was a nice, short, clear, concise event. You can do that sometimes, but don't do all this. Make sure your editors are on point to help with their writers to get to what they got to do. Hire people who are new, work them in some of the back issue stuff, and get some people who are known to sell those comics, like Mark Silvestri and stuff, and have them do it. They could restructure this business to be a banger all across the board. DC on all cylinders, cooking for comic books, movies, television shows. If they could get just that idea and those burns, and through that, I think they would be great. But I don't think this is what everybody's saying it is, because I'm seeing some people like, oh my God, he's getting promoted. This is ridiculous. He doesn't do anything. If you really look at his job description, it's exactly the same. So I think it's just so that they can avoid paying more people to do something when they already have their one person there. And I love Jim Lee. I really, really do. I would love to meet him one day. But according to a lot of people, he's kind of asleep behind the wheel, and he's kind of a yes man. I don't know for certain. This is just what I'm hearing a lot of different artists, writers, and different people are saying, because they don't get to talk to him to try to get there. And of course you have your people who are getting responses in seconds because they sell comics. But I mean, as a broad stroke, I don't know. That's just me. I don't see this really as that big of a deal. I would love to see better results. I hope that's what it comes to, and I'm going to be hopeful. So I hope you all, say things, have your ideas. I would love to hear them and what you think and what you feel. Like I said, I'm going to try to focus my channel, still talk about geek entertainment, but I'm mostly a comic book guy, so I'm actually going to be trying to talk more about those as well. But I do love movies and animation and shows. Like, I have tons of interest, so it is what it is. But I am going to start trying to make some more commentary in the comic book industry. I'm going to try. At least with my reviews. If for nothing else. Geek Protagonist, you stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real. See ya.